Hi there and welcome to Gaining Vision. I'm Melanie. Have you subscribed to the channel yet? If not, take a second, hit subscribe, and let's get started. Of course, before I start, I forgot to tell you, don't forget to like and share. Really important. Have you volunteered before in your life? Volunteerism is a great way to give back to the community as well as to learn new skills. Yes, it's unpaid work, and yes, you're supposed to do it from the goodness of your heart, and you can volunteer in many different ways, whether it's working one-on-one with somebody, helping them out, or by working as a group, leading different programs or services. It could also be by just picking somebody up some groceries or making a phone call. Whatever it is, usually volunteer work is done with different charities and organizations in your community. I encourage you to find one that you feel passionate about and want to give back and help. I've had so many opportunities to volunteer in my lifetime. I just thought I'd share a few to give you some ideas and tell you some of the benefits that really helped me. So growing up, I volunteered a lot. Not only was I able to learn some new skills and job shadow and learn more about what I liked, I volunteered as a Girl Guide leader, I volunteered at different school events, I volunteered in the community, and I also volunteered as a soccer coach. Gave me opportunities to work with children so that I could learn about my skill sets working with children because I wanted to become a teacher. As I grew up, I volunteered at different events. I volunteered in the art community to get experience and get exposure and meet the right people. During these times, I learned skills about presentations, confidence, leadership, and actually learned some different computer programs. But my love for volunteerism didn't really take off until after I lost my vision and had a disability. And that was mainly because I needed to work on my confidence. I needed to believe in myself and find out what skills I had despite my disability. And of course, you don't want to start off by getting a job and failing miserably. So volunteerism was safe. I was giving back, but I was also learning more about myself and adjusting to my abilities with my disability. So I worked with other people with disabilities. I volunteered at CNIB. I volunteered working with kids again, and really found out that not a lot of my skills had changed. I just did them a little bit different. I spent hours upon hours volunteering, working with individuals with disabilities. And the reason I did that was to learn about other disabilities, to learn about myself, and to realize that I wasn't alone with the struggles I was facing. I was able to learn some skills and some different ways of advocating for people with disabilities. I was on different committees and different charities involved in boards of directors to give my advice and input. And what I realized is that people that volunteered came from all backgrounds, all ways of life, and different professions. So there were some professionals, there were some housewives, there were some young youth. There were people all over coming together for a common good and putting their expertise into something they felt passionate about. I always encourage all of my clients to volunteer. Again, to work on their confidence, to give back to a cause they feel passionate about, but also to learn skills. Let's face it, we can't always learn the same way. And unless we practice our skills, we won't develop them fully. So if you learn a skill and then you stop using it, you're going to forget it, or you're going to not be so sharp on it anymore. So after my broadcast training course, I encouraged my students and clients to volunteer with Voices for Ability, our radio station, so they can practice their skills and get more comfortable and confident with them. Allowing them opportunities, yes, a lot of people say, oh, that's free labor. But in fact, it's helping somebody develop a skill a bit more and put some experience on their resume. Let's face it, volunteer work is work. And whether it's paid or not, it should be on your resume. So you have to look at your responsibility as a volunteer. What are you actually doing? So I always use, again, the broadcast training course. So if they're writing, they're using their written skills. Are they communicating? Are they recording? Whatever it is, there are always some transferable skills in volunteering to be able to add to a resume. Another great thing about volunteering is you're meeting new people. You're staying connected and you're networking. So although you may be volunteering for one particular organization, there might be events in the community that you'll attend that you'll meet other organizations and other people. And also, I say to my clients, a potential job down the line. You never know who you're meeting when you're volunteering. So volunteering is a win-win situation. You're giving back to an organization that clearly needs your help because they may be a charity or a not-for-profit that doesn't have funding to pay for staff. But you're also learning skills, meeting new people, and you're making a difference. Volunteerism is something that I encourage everybody to try out, no matter what age you are. They say that seniors ages 55 and older are usually some of the biggest groups of individuals that volunteer. Now that could be because after they're finished their work or raising their families, they have a lot of spare time on their hands. But it's also important to keep seniors active and engaging with people and keep their minds active and sharp. Even teachers and educators have noticed the importance of volunteering and have made it in Ontario compulsory that every student that graduates in Ontario has to complete 40 hours of volunteer work. And I think this is a great way to set a good example of how kids should really give back to their communities starting from a young age. I've had the pleasure of meeting a lot of young people that volunteer not only in their schools, in their churches, in the community groups, whether it's through sports or recreation, but also kids that are starting their own not-for-profits because of something they learned through volunteering. It is amazing what volunteerism can do, not only for the community, for those organizations that you're helping with, but for us as individuals. Have you volunteered? What sort of activities have you done? How did it make you feel? I found my experiences to be rewarding, and I've met a lot of amazing people, ones that I've stayed in touch with till this day. A lot of people say volunteerism is a way to take advantage of your skill sets, and that's one way to look at it, I suppose, if you're a negative person. But I look at it as a learning opportunity that continues to allow us to grow, whether it's during your working age, your youth, or as a senior. Volunteerism doesn't have to be out of the house either. A lot of times, especially during COVID-19, volunteering is at home. It could be making a phone call to somebody as a friendly caller, or possibly going out and picking up groceries for somebody. It could be doing some computer work for an organization that may need some help because the manpower isn't able to be in the office, or making some phone calls, or possibly doing some fundraising for a charity that needs funds. There's so many ways that you can give back and volunteer. And there are a lot of organizations in each community known as volunteer centers or volunteer boards that are virtual on websites such as Charity Village, or in your community. It could be Toronto Volunteer or Volunteer Mississauga, Brampton, Caledon. Any community has their own volunteer center. And volunteerism is something that should be acknowledged, and we should appreciate our volunteers and definitely recognize them every single day that they help out, as well as on an annual basis. Volunteers are the core of a lot of organizations, especially Connect for Life. We are volunteer driven, and I don't know what I would do without my amazing volunteers. I've met so many great people. I remember when I first started Connect for Life, I had a lot of young students going on to university on my board of directors. They had great ideas, they had a lot of energy, and they brought so many different perspectives to our board. They've now gone on to become doctors and lawyers, and it's amazing. There's a big joke at Connect for Life and Voices for Ability. If you want to get a job, you volunteer with us, because they tend to come, volunteer, and all of a sudden get a job and leave. It's great. It's an excellent opportunity for people with disabilities also to get some skills and experience to put on their resume. as well as for newcomers that come to Canada that are looking for Canadian experience. Unfortunately, in the workforce, a lot of the education and training that you've had from different countries may not be relevant in Canada, but by volunteering, you're gaining Canadian experience that you can put on that resume. There's so many transferable skills through volunteering, so I encourage you all to find out what you're passionate about and what you love doing, and a cause that you feel strongly about. Find out more about it and find out what volunteer opportunities they have. Get involved. It doesn't have to be for 24 hours a week. It could be for 2. Maybe it's a day a week. Who knows? Whatever your schedule will allow. But the feeling that you get back from volunteering is so rewarding, and I encourage everybody to try it. I love to hear what you're doing to volunteer in your community. Please comment below and let me know. Until next time, check out the volunteer opportunities in your community, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, see you later.